This is it, the final video on One Piece on YouTube forever. Of course, I'll still upload normal Wednesday videos, and when the patrons vote something else in eventually, that'll come onto YouTube. So for example, Hunter x Hunter and so on. I won't lie, I get by fine and dandy right now. My wife and I can pay the bills, we can put food on the table, my boys' pet bills are paid and medicines are ordered. But I also won't lie and say I'm rich. There are many people in this field who make around £1 million a year in ad revenue and sponsorships and yet still ask for fan support on Patreon. I'm not that guy, so in line with my long history of honesty, I wanted to say I'm doing good. But I also want to get to 850 patrons. The reason being that I could really use a full-time editor, and that'd very likely cover it with the increased 140 or so Patreon members. I've been writing, recording and editing every single video myself for almost 9 years full-time now, and it's wearing on me a little. I dream of a day where I can write a script, record it all, and then hand it off to an editor and crack on with the next project. I work 35 days straight, 8 to 12 hours a day, then I get 7 days off before starting the next 35 on. With an editor, it'd cut down those hours and give me an occasional extra day off every now and then too. Sorry for the long intro, but this was very important to me, and I wanted you to have all the info. So please visit the Patreon page linked below, or visit www.patreon.com/TheHonestGamer. And if you can spare a few bucks a month, consider helping to keep the channel going, and hopefully one day get that editor. Thank you all so much for listening and watching this series on here, and I hope to see each and every one of you on Patreon, where again, even if you choose not to pledge, you'll be able to watch the series for free and ad-free too. Thanks again, see you next Saturday on Patreon regardless, love you all. I've been away for a week and so looking forward to returning, and I just had to give one for this series of introductions as they fall into the battle.
なぜルフィたちは空から降ってきたのか。その答えを得るには時を少し遡らなければならない。
That's like a proper well done narrator moment right there. Reminds me of the 90s and early 2000s Hollywood movies from back in the day, like Ocean's 11 or something. I thought it was Oars, but nope, this is even better though, I think, as Oars turned up way earlier than they did.
何年海賊やってんだ。素人か、おめえら。
He's a baddie, but I can't help but win him in moments like these. I really can't. What a clever view to have already shown us that they were being sucked into the wave from this direction before it even properly showed us. I think I'm getting it now. Was the first one caused by Whitebeard and the second by Dio? That makes it even more awesome for me, as it's affecting them all the way out there. But it also begs the question of how they ended up flying in, because right now they've largely stopped. Let's go.
下を見てみろ。答えがわかる。
That they were this close the whole time. I had no idea they were moments away from arriving at the place, although clearly the wave brought them in double time. Half the win for me was Luffy proving why he's the leader of their crew in this moment, and the other is for Buggy just being so easily convinced. Anime gets its first max wins here, and you might be thinking, really? For this? And to that I say, hold your horses! For me, it's another case of outrageous anti-anime-ness from Oda. Luffy just fires them up about a plan to push the ship back down the icy slope and into the water. However, due to the Navy moving up the execution, they all leap into action, causing a slight change to the plan by breaking the ice instead. That's seriously anti-anime how that's written. Falling crowd shot! Not only Ace, imagine how they all felt in that moment. Such a good looking shot in a series of episodes chock full of good looking shots. I totally forgot about these two though, but kudos to my boy for saving them both. Just goes to show how much has been going on there. Something so simple slipped my mind. Someone would have put so much time and effort into that one. They really know what they're doing, playing that tune in this moment as he tries to find Ace. It's such emotional music. The amazing way this battle is created and manages to come across as looking so large in size and scope. You can practically feel the anger in Luffy radiating through the screen after he's been hampered by them whilst trying to find and save his brother. It's so simple, but it's scoring max wins for that music and the shock on Luffy's face and the set design between them with oars laid there and so on. And of course, that has to score max wins as well. Like, that level of voice acting is just out of this world to me. My throat would have failed a second into that. He's so happy. That literally had me laughing out loud, and not at all to do with comedy, but because I was just so full of joy because of how cool it looked as it zoomed out showing them all. I swear to God I got a tear in my eye right there, hearing that music which I love so much and seeing the best crowd shot done at a very distance in maybe the entire show. I just got overwhelmed. In fact, take max wins for it. I just gotta. Whilst it's far from the biggest role in the game, he does voice Samuel Rocksmith in 2 of the Trails games, and if you know me by now, you know that's always a win. I love those games. This happening, and I'm such a big fan of it, no less. Getting to witness everyone's numerous different reactions to seeing Luffy again. Just like Crocodile, he may not be on our side, but he still keeps scoring badass types of wins. Plus, the animation was shockingly quite sick there for such a short moment. Ugh, it's used for such a short period of time but looks so good. As is often praised by me, there's some genuinely confused people here, like Garp wondering what would ever bring Luffy and Crocodile together, and then we're silently reminded of the beef between him and Whitebeard. Even his overwhelming presence alone is enough to send a shiver down my spine, man. Crocodile wasting absolutely no time in doing what he said he was going to do. Max wins again. It was Luffy of all people who jumped in. That's a GLPT and thus scores it. I cannot believe that. Who'd have seriously thought we'd end up getting a potential fight between Luffy and Crocodile at this stage and seeing Luffy protecting Whitebeard? I figured this would likely be his main reason, but it's still great to actually hear it. Really coming full circle now with these two meeting, them both knowing Shanks in different ways. It's so good how this entire story has been put together, I swear. This was also quite the shock. I figured he'd be happy for the help, but clearly he didn't think Luffy is overwhelmingly powerful. So what happens over the next few episodes will be huge for me. Luffy never backing down from anyone, including Whitebeard. Let's go, boy! Same one as the last, but slightly different because he also won't hide this fact from anyone either. The joint reaction of everyone. How come it's so insanely good though? It's so weird, but also calming now, as it feels like Whitebeard has almost been hyped up by this happening. Plus, we know he likes it when people have some gumption about them and aren't weak. And you better believe it's one more for that ending too. The sheer amount of frustration in his voice, because he's kind of fed up with Luffy at this point, and it's utterly hilarious. He was a bit like an annoyed child there. These two totally being bros for a moment was not expected, but much loved. And of course this natural reaction, as I guess you gotta keep in mind that Luffy is considered a proper rookie, whilst Whitebeard is at the top of his game, and has been for years now. Luffy smashing his way through to Ace, and I'm almost losing it right now, because you just know someone powerful is about to step in his way, but who? I hadn't even thought of that until he just said it, but clearly there's really something about Luffy that even powerful pirates like these don't mind following him, even having just seen him for the first time. That animation though. Dude, Whitebeard is not only tough as hell, but smart as a whip too. I hadn't even considered that he was perhaps drawing his enemy into a trap. That animation though, and he's back into a fight again. Leaving is seriously such a legend, but also, more importantly, this is anti-anime to the highest degree. In that any other anime, Luffy would clearly do something at the last second, right? He'd jump away, someone would jump in, but not here. He was running right into it, so I even saw this and blasted him out of the way to safety. It's so good how Oda writes this. Max wins. Everyone keeps on misunderstanding pretty much everything Buggy does, that to normal people would prove that he's full of it. And now he's getting involved again too. I still cannot believe we're being blessed with this part of the story featuring so many greats on either side of the equation. The bestest is bettered. For me personally, Ivan proving his strength that he can kinda take it easy a little bit and avoid these blasts, whereas obviously our crew struggled greatly against even a fake at the time. This is also shocking new information to me. Also though, Fukuroda from Kill the Kill, he's the boxing guy, and the voice actor does much the same voice for him. If you're confused, the voice actor was switched after only like 30 episodes to this new guy. Not only sweet animation, but Luffy again meeting someone he met at the same time as Sanji, and the guy on the right from the same island he met Usopp on.
1, 2, Django!
So stupid. I can't believe how much trouble he gave our crew with that trick back in the day. I like her. kawaii and another new devil fruit ability mixed into one? Just like with Ivan, to me it felt like here Luffy shows how much he has grown massively, now easily able to avoid this trap by what is a strong woman in the Navy. Ah, each one of those top-down shots looking so good for this video, it's crazy. Luffy having to go up against some weird new characters with different strengths. So glad he's so tough now and able to take them on largely so far. That he's able to create and hide his zombies down there ready for this battle is a most excellent twist, but also really gross. This music totally putting me back into my old Sega Mega Drive days with those funky sounds from the likes of Sonic and Rystar. He's got some new really weird zombies! Just had to give one here for the pure and simple reason that I'm so not used to seeing him ever use a sword. He's probably feeling a real mixture of both fear for Luffy and also pride at how strong he has become. Oh, my bad. He's just ultimately sick with worry for Luffy and knows there's worse to come if he gets closer. It makes me sad because it's like he's kind of resigned himself to his fate a little. I think it's fair to say we all know he doesn't really feel this way, but I'm dropping a win for the moment, if only for the backing music itself, glorious as it is and emotional to boot. And there's the reveal far sooner than I had imagined, and it nearly made me well up, especially seeing Garp's face just prior as he too clearly knew what he was trying to say and why. It's so simple, but I'm already in a bit of a state after the last win broke me a bit, and now this scores max wins. Luffy is the absolute king of moments like this. The moment they, in their own hearts, officially became brothers. In fact, the last win means even more because they're not brothers, but to Luffy, they really are. Damn, man! My literal reaction, I clenched my left fist and went, hell yes, as he entered the battle in the most helpful of ways here for Luffy. Let's freaking go! Damn if he isn't good up there. He can see the tide turning in that area, so says something to motivate his men to stop Luffy quickly in that area. Bruh, now he's even up there giving up-to-date bloody info on Luffy and what he's like in his background.
Luffy, how
come I like her so much, though? It's so good. It's gotta be stopped. This event was over 400 episodes ago. So rare for us to witness such outstanding animation like this attack, looking like it was animated directly out of the manga and into the anime. It was so damn good I'm scoring it max wins too. I already cared so much about Luffy, as you all know by this point, but right here, he rose to an even higher level than even I thought possible, and I dare say, maybe he can go even higher in the end. Whitebeard for the first time coming to believe that keeping Luffy alive is in his and their best interest right now. That's interesting on its own, but hearing the order was equally as sick. Good to see these guys are still around, because obviously it'd be understandable with so many groups here for Oda to kind of maybe forget they're even there, but nope, he remembered. So good I had to show it first and then talk over it. Makes for such a good charging scene when done this way. These moments which just show that Whitebeard didn't throw 100% of his forces into the fight right at the start, and just like the Navy, have some men in reserve. Same as the last win, but a bit different, is how other tactics are being used. Like I said in part 71, a writer faced with such a large scene might have devolved it into one large group fighting another, or big 1v1s. Instead, not only has Oda not done that, he's done everything I mentioned previously, and keeps altering Navy and pirate tactics like this. Luffy's so useful to have in a fight, more so now than ever before too. Think it's entirely reasonable for him to have these kinds of thoughts at this moment. This is his brother, his pops, his men, and the men he served with on Whitebeard's crew, and some are dying. Oh no! I really dislike hearing this. It's like he thinks if he dies right now that their reason for being here ceases to exist and they'll leave and survive. But how horrible is that? Very nice damage animation we don't very often get to see. I know I've said it many times, but he and his voice actor totally make this character, and I'm so glad he's in this. Totally understandable reaction. The dude radiates power, to be fair. Whitebeard giving him the best chance he's ever gotten to get out of a fight with him, and it does make sense why he did it too. He's still the only one in that entire group using his head all the time, isn't he? Even better than previously mentioned is that they clearly have a lot of backup that haven't been thrown into the mix. The first massive stages of the battle is now coming to a head as the next phase begins, and really, it's largely down to whoever guesses what the plan is here and does the right thing. I'm nervous. Kawaii! Getting even more nervous now. Whitebeard didn't play into their hands, but they're still really confident. God, it's so good! Man alive, he's so powerful, isn't he? Causing such a huge blast like that and then strutting into the scene. Seeing the massive damage they just caused, and just beforehand, all of them firing off the shots together just smashed through into one of the easiest max wins given during the video. I somehow felt that, and it hurt. Shows how little he cares for his so-called allies, even right after one of the Navy men said, "We shouldn't be fighting one of the 7 warlords, they're our allies." He's such scum. In fairness to Moria, it's really smart that he'd fight him in this way, given he could just use water on the zombies like before. Dude is seriously rising in my estimations massively, as up till now, I knew he was strong, but not quite this strong whilst on land. I don't even care, I'm giving him another one for that. Dude hit him so hard with his first attack that he already knocked the shadows out of him.
ここは通してもらうぞ、モリアよ。先を急ぐのでな。
待ちやがれ、てめえ。
What a badass! Kicked the shit out of him and then basically walks off whilst he's trying to reply. Yeah, you can take max wins for that one as well. He shot off super fast, that was sick, then sadly landed a giant attack on Luffy, of which the animation was also sick, so yeah, take it.
Kuma, あんたしつこいわよ。
There's so many freaking great big battles happening this episode, I love it. For Oda to now start including them is out of this world to me. And now Luffy urgently needs to figure out how to bring him down, as just like Crocodile and others, he's unable to land a hit on him right now. It's so good, but it's making me nervous. Who'd have seriously ever thought that we'd end up getting such uniquely done battles like this between fruit users? You gotta hand it to the guy, that's such an insanely clever and not to mention creative way by which to attack him. Oh no! I'm gonna lose it! I've been waiting to see how this would turn out and clearly she's decided to help him openly. I think Max Winter coming in a moment. Ah! Ah well, the anime made my decision for me already. Her looking like that and then it pans up, she's super pissed at him and was able to hit him in spite of his smoke ability. Let's go! Damn girl, she's getting another win. Teehee. I love it so much.
Kuma, いい加減によしてみる。かつて暴君クマと呼ばれてたあいつなら死んだよ。あ、クマが死んだ。
Colour me an extreme shade of shocked there. All this time I thought he was a cyborg or a straight up robot or something, but no, he was a real man who is seemingly dead now, somehow. Shock!
公開処刑される兄エースを救うためマリンフォードへと到達する。湾内では処刑台を目指すルフィと白ひげ海賊団と
How they continue to give us these in the intros, which is a cool way of keeping us updated on where all the main characters are basically.
これを兄の手錠の鍵じゃ。
How come she's just the best though?
よいのじゃ。気にせず先を。
I cannot honestly believe how much I've grown to like her as a character because of this whole twist. She's so adorable around Luffy.
あんなに苦しげに七部会を一周するとはなんてやつだ、麦わらのルフィ。
The misunderstandings have been really rife these past episodes since the arc began, and I'm here for it, especially since it's not something Oda's done since the start.
これが噂に聞く結婚。
Another prime example. Really thought she was going for love, but no. Genuinely looking really fine in this fantasy of hers, and as a smaller aside, a lot of effort was put into it, like smaller crowd shots and whatnot.
何人たりとも切ることができぬ大蛇のごとく極太の赤い糸が。
I like both the analogy, but also the visual, which far from being comedy, for her meant it's so thick that nothing and no one could ever hope to break it. Understanding more now how she's able to attack, and it's rather unique, as you'd think it'd cancel out her power first, but no. But also, heck yes, her leaping in to allow Luffy's escape. She hasn't done that in ages.
政府の科学者ドクター・ベガパンクの最後の改造によってこいつはとうとう完全な人間兵器になっちまった。
This huge reveal about Kuma, my guess is that if that is completely true, it's down to his actions recently, especially sending Luffy and the crew away to safety before.
本人の意識は残したまま体の各部は長期にわたり少しずつ改造されている。
Now getting the entire reveal, including why when Zoro cut him, he was metal under there. Hard to think he was once entirely a big massive human though, that's insane.
どうなってもこいつと政府の間にどういう取引があったかは俺も知らねえ。
For context, Ivan said he'd never do that, he hates the government, and the win here is for his relaxed response. He's not got all the answers randomly, and isn't interested too much in it either.
あいつ、そういえば。
もう二度と会うことはない。
That he knew, very likely, even back then, that this would end up happening to him. I forgot about that. I wonder if the government had something over him. Otherwise, why would he do it? Mystery!
パッドホ
Just reminded me in this moment that with his size, speed and strength and ability, he's easily one of the strongest characters we've come across so far.
Galaxy Wink!
Having said that, and I know of course he won't beat Kuma already, but Ivan proves to me how strong he too is here. He confuses his sensors so he cannot target and then massively hits him like this. Ivan gets another one, as up till now we've seen his strength through his wink attacks, but he's very physically tough too. They're running on the spot! But also another large fight being set up alongside all the others so far.
よく聞きやがれ。かっかくしかじか。バギーは偉い。
His important message. Also, I like how he took one of their jackets and then did this over the top too.
邪魔をするんじゃ。
It's so sick watching Crocodile fight, although I wish he was fighting against the Navy right now, but it is what it is. Just gotta enjoy a fight that I really hope Whitebeard wins.
Brilliant conquer!
That was so good! Crocodile isn't stupid, he knew something big was coming, and that attack animation and sound effects was glorious to sell the impact. That action hero landing though. Damn, bro, as quick as that, and he's gained control of such a powerful enemy.
口の悪いやつだ。どうだ、俺と手を組まねえか。
And then, whilst Oda is already cooking the entire arc, we get things like this being added, where two people who should really be considered enemies might work together here. Ah, we already know this is Mihawk. Luffy versus Mihawk, do I dare imagine it?
運命よ。あの次世代の申し子の命。ここまでか。
Just a quick one for him being such a truly badass looking character. What an awesome way to do the episode's title like this. I was already hyped for this, but seeing Luffy jump and land into second gear is so damn cool, get out of here. Who would have seriously ever thought that Ivan would pretty much be on the same power level as Kuma here? Oh, that was so sick! They're clearly pouring a lot of effort into Mihawk animation-wise. You could feel the frame goodness. I'm gonna drop Max here, because that overhead shot as his attack reached out was so detailed. But of course the attack itself, like, he caught Luffy running in second gear, no problem.
さすがは A さんの弟。致命傷は逃れたようじゃの。海峡のジンベエ。
He's incredible. He's already smashed Moria, and now he's sizing himself up to take on Mihawk, all so that Luffy can reach his brother and hopefully put an end to the war.
わしは A さんを救いたいんじゃ。わしらの海を守るためにも。
I don't know if that cannon movement was in the manga. If it wasn't, whoever thought to do that during the talk needs a raise.
巨人空手
I'm actually giving this Max again. For me, it was the scream from the new voice actor. I know the old one didn't do many episodes at all until his sad end, but this one for me nailed it here. And then the backdrop mixed in with the cannons firing made it even better. See what I was saying before about the animators clearly pouring effort into Mihawk? I love it. In a long line of truly shocking wins these past few episodes, it's also Jinbei being knocked back so easily here. This is getting crazy hype-inducing. It reminded me of Final Fantasy VII with like Sephiroth, just being this all-powerful foe that no one can seem to beat, but also crazy good animation on the dodge. For the first time, Luffy is able to really think during a battle and almost predict the future there. He just knew that Mihawk would do it if he hit out with that attack.
意外に冷静じゃないか。
But also Mihawk then saying as much himself and going into yet another nicely animated and relentless attack. This guy alters the entire area when he launches a big attack, my god! What a spectacle it makes for in the background too. Oda could have so easily just carried on with the story there, but instead stopped to actually show the damage it caused as it fell, such as falling on the Navy members and their ships below.
Sabres! Hero! Ramingu Yaro!
Again, Oda smashes it with what I call the anti-anime aspect. Let's be honest, this offer would normally always be taken up. I mean, it's the start of a new part of the story, but instead Crocodile attacks him, feeling disrespected by the offer to team up. Only Oda could have written this entire saga so well, I think. A really decent example of how the animators show that the fight is taking place in one area as Crocodile's attack hits Buggy and then dies down before it reaches Smoker. Giving this whole Daydream one for her wanting to make Luffy food and the prepping of so much of it, she's really adorable throughout too. It's strange, it's almost as though he's testing Luffy with the way he talks here. I can't figure him out. Using Buggy as a shield? Didn't expect that at all. Ooh, that's interesting. He might actually be a natural devil fruit enemy to the likes of Mihawk with being able to do that.
マギー玉とかけまして水道工事で大活躍と解きますの
So stupid.
まだまだだ
It's quite fitting how here, unlike in all prior cases where the person facing off against the person trying to stop Luffy could keep them busy, that Buggy couldn't do anything about this attack. And then it takes a strong backup to even stop him from going after him. Sounds like some new music getting pumped out for this moment, huh?
その場にいる者たちを次々に自分の味方につける。
その調子だぶれよ麦わらボーイ
切り抜けたようじゃな。
ルフィ兄上をお助けするのじゃ
He's right, and this moment really got me thinking of the end of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, where everyone is willing Edon. I won't spoil anything, just in case, but yeah, you know the bit if you've seen it. I love it.
最も恐るべき力を持っている。
What a good shot to sell the moment!
ここからが本番だぜ。
どんだけめでたい男なのだがね。
Mr. 3 really stepping on Usopp and Brooks' shoes. This saga for the great jokes.
世界の歴史を塗り替えるほどのまさに頂上決戦。
The reminder of what's happening. The narrator and the music just killing it here.
世界中の人々はただ息を飲み、ここに託された揺れ動く未来を見守ることしかできない。
I thought this was also really apt because this war isn't just being played out here. The results of it will be felt across the entire world and by its people too.
あれ、処刑の準備が始まったぞ。
I seriously feel more nervous than I have watching any anime in a long time now. You know it's good when it affects your tongue, giving you butterflies and stuff.
おお、処刑が始まるのか？そんなバカな。発表された時刻よりまだ随分早いぞ。
This is what I was talking about ages ago. Part of the power of the Navy, or the image of it, is that they can execute a criminal and do so at a set time. For them to rush it definitely gives the perspective that they're not in control and thus makes them look weak. This wide-angle view of the whole bay.
これから起こる惨劇を何も世界へ知らしめる必要などない。
He's not exactly a good guy, as you would normally say, but I do think it was kind of nice of him to think to cut the signal before doing what he says he's going to do the race. Thinking about it off the cuff, though, he was likely not wanting them to see the fact that they're going to do it early. But yeah, I'm still going to keep the win.
俺たちの船が。俺たちの仲間じゃねえ。
あれは。なんだあいつら。
Trust Oda to pack in one of the greatest twists of the entire saga with these coup machines. See what I did there? Wrecking the pirate ships and coming in hot on the HQ. GLPT!
戦争は急速に流れを変え、最終局面へと一気になだれ込む。
It's this dude again from before. Another strong character enters the fray. That visual though. Quick crowd shot. That intense music with these two in their fighting stances is crazy levels of cool. Their whole plan being explained with the use of the overhead map made it easy to understand exactly what the trick was that the Navy had pulled off here. They've basically trapped them.
これを読んでたんだ。おかげで包囲されずに済んだ。おお。
Having said that, as these lads point out, they'd have been much worse off if Whitebeard hadn't thought to destroy the flanking ships, so that's good. Oda creating a giant JoJo situation with how strong these things are now, seemingly even stronger than the one Luffy and the crew barely managed to bring down before. The best part of this moment for me was seeing them all clearly facing in multiple different directions in order to attack. They make for such a seriously devastatingly strong enemy force. Like, at this point, I'm over here with no idea as to how they're going to get out of this alive.
ひるむな野郎ども。一気に広場へ攻め込むぞ。
Seeing Whitebeard now hyping up his boys and giving them the order to charge forwards easily scores a tasty win. Quick one for this moment, as it just made me think all these people came here knowing they might die in order to rescue Ace, but they did it anyway. Just when I don't think it can get any more hype-inducing, he somehow manages it as others rush in to tackle these new foes as the others push forwards at the front. Never thought I'd see anyone going toe-to-toe with Mihawk outside of one day maybe Zoro, so this is unexpectedly awesome.
その後すぐにエースの処刑とともに敵を一網打尽にする。了解。
I'm honestly so nervous because this wasn't the last card the Navy had to play. They're planning something else to actually beat their enemy entirely.
振り出しに戻りなよ。
His relaxing state just really weirds me out. How he warps in and says something like that. Like everything Luffy is doing is for nothing. Thank God Jinbei again came in time to help him though.
Oh, 隊長たちや。こりゃ100人力。
Our side finally got their own backup, and these seem like some powerful chaps and chapettes. Plus, nice art style used on them to boot.
10番隊隊長クリエル向かってくるなら叩き潰すまでだが
Oda could have been tempted to make the 1v1s last pretty much the rest of the arc, but here he's already pitting these two against one another. Now Jinbei has moved on.
おいまだ見つからんのか。
はい。ただいま懸命に捜索中です。
Oh, it's so good. They can't yet put their plan into action because of the camera Bucky stole earlier on by complete accident. I know it's from the rear, but it's still a really huge crowd shot all the same.
大海賊同期のバギー船長では。
確かにそれは俺だが
Bucky becoming so famous by chance this entire saga is not something I had expected at all, and yet I'm here for it.
倒れるわけにはいかねえんだ行くぞ
Brave of these guys to continue to fight the enemy when they're not yet even able to damage them. Just goes to show how strong Whitebeard's crew are, both physically and mentally.
スカード無事だったか。そうですね。
スクワードあんなところに
I had a horrible feeling already when he turned up there. It just kind of felt weird, especially as it seemed something happened to him earlier, and now he's also worried. Oh no!
その家族の中に俺たちもいればよかったのにな。
I, of course, knew it was coming, but yeah, that doesn't stop it from scoring max wins. Why he did this, I don't know, but it's so damn shocking, and not to mention sad as well. That's ending too, take one more for that. And before I wrap the video, I'll just say, if you're watching this as a free user, you can always consider pledging, if you can, to get some tasty rewards. There's, as of writing this April 1st, about 920 of you, so if anyone wants to change up and pledge, it'd be amazing to help cover the lost ad revenue from being forced to take the series to become a Patreon exclusive due to Toei and their copyright claims. Hope you check it out, see you next time.